Hi everyone, it's Finn here, and I just wanted to talk about something really quickly that's very important to me before tonight's episode of Playhouse Live. This sort of subject matter really isn't fitting for the tone that me or John like to bring to the show, but I thought this was too urgent to ignore, and as such, if you're watching live, there will be a quick countdown after this little message, just to allow some time for you to digest what I've talked about, and to allow me and John to get in the right headspace. As I'm sure you've heard these past few weeks, during the continued occupation of Palestinian territory by the State of Israel, a new wave of violence has once again led to hundreds of civilian casualties, many of which were children, unfortunately. If for some reason you're not fully aware of what's going on, I won't discuss it here because I'm not the person you should be getting this story from. If you need any help getting caught up with the situation, there will be a number of links to articles and videos below in the description, made by people far more knowledgeable and qualified than I. I just talk about game news. And on that note, something we won't be talking about on today's show is the story of IGN Staff standing up against upper management and owners who took down the article which was designed to direct people to worthy causes, helping the people of Palestine. We don't want to avoid the issue, but we thought it would be disingenuous to talk about this story without addressing the far more important underlying story of the violence itself. Also, if you're really interested, there are others like Alanah, Pearce and Kinda Funny who have already covered this way better than we ever could. However, we would like to say that we stand in full support of the IGN staff behind the original article and those who signed the open letter. We support the autonomy of news writers to cover the issues that matter to them, especially an appeal as urgent as this one. The region continues to be wounded by violence, even as a ceasefire has been achieved. We sincerely wish that this will lead to meaningful peace talks and healing, but there is no indication that that's how it will go. As families begin to pick up the pieces in the aftermath, they will try to repair what can be replaced and grieve for that which can't. We ask that you keep these people in mind as we ask you to show your support where you can. Below this stream in the panels and in the description of the YouTube video and in the show notes for the podcast, there will be links to a number of charities designed to help those most impacted by the violence. These are the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, Medical Aid for Palestine, Doctors Without Borders, ANERA, and United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Over here, while vaccines are helping things get better, we are fully aware that we are just emerging from a global pandemic, and so we fully understand if not all of you will have the money to donate, but we do ask that you do your best to educate yourself and then spread awareness. Talk to people around you about what's happening. Write to your representatives in government. Elevate the voices of those on social media that are talking about this stuff. If the past year has taught us anything, it's that we're often blind to issues that are affecting people every day. And with a situation like Israel and Palestine that feels like it's been going on forever now, it's easy to feel like there's nothing we can do to help. But it's up to all of us now to battle our powerlessness and ignorance. Because like it or not, we do, each of us, have some level of power, and together that power is multiplied. We have to listen now. We have to have difficult conversations. We have to find ways to support each other. And we have to stop the senseless waste of life. It's not easy to keep fighting these battles against injustice, but we have to. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Playhouse Live will begin momentarily.